Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to this live video on Facebook. It's my first time ever doing a podcast as a form of a live on my Facebook community page. So if you're not part of it yet, join the Purposeful Fitness with Coach Ola. This is episode number 47, and I'm so excited to have you here and talk about this coronavirus epidemic situation and how to stay strong up in the brain, in the mindset, and how to hold on to faith, whatever you believe in, and how to stay active, because you got to be active in order to stay strong mentally as well. So I'm hoping people will come in. If not, you guys can always watch the replay on inside the group and always re-listen to the episode on the podcast. So again, welcome to the show. Welcome to this episode. I did a little bit of research before going on. I don't like to just talk without having anything prepared. So if you're watching the live, you get to see the paper, the notes that I have here, and inshallah it's going to be turned to a blog post and will be on YouTube. So without further ado, let's talk about the objectives. So the objectives of this episode are to talk about what is an abundant mindset and what is scarcity mindset. I still pronounce it in a funny way. How to get an abundant mindset during times like now where it can feel like there's no hope. And then what is faith? What is spirituality? And why being an active is very important to hold on to an abundant mindset and onto faith. So if you're watching live again, let me know. Send me hi or anything just to see who is with me right now. So an abundance mindset, I will share everything that I got the information from. I had to read 2 blogs and wrote it down. But an abundant mindset is simply a growth mindset that sees an opportunities in failure. So it's not just being fixated on the problem, but sees an opportunity of growth. So there's a plenty of wealth, prestige, happiness, everything around you for yourself and people around you. That's simply what abundance is. You're optimistic, you are hopeful, you see that there are lots of things for yourself and people around you. A scarcity mindset, on the other hand, is something that it's very limited. So it's kind of like a fixated mindset that's fixed on having you're fixed on the failure, you're fixed on what's going on right now. You allow the fear get into your head and you cannot see beyond it. And I believe now with the epidemic, the coronavirus, that's something that all of us are facing with, the whole world is facing with. And it can get really hard to see hope on the other side when the economy is kind of uncertain, when a lot of people are losing their jobs. I'm one of them, right? I'm going through it with you along the journey because I'm also being hit by it. And so for me personally, I'm holding on the abundance mindset by holding on to faith, and I'll get into it in a little bit. So that's simply what an abundant mindset and a scarcity mindset. You either you're fixed on losing hope, on the failures of there's no positivity, everything belongs to yourself only. And if you're if you're a business owner, for example, or if you're not, but if you have that competition mindset, you focus so much on what other people are doing that you forget what you are doing, and then you lose the joy of what you're doing because, the next door competitor is ahead of you. Whereas an abundant mindset, you see it from a different perspective where you see, how can I add value to the other person and how we can support each other. And that's where collaboration comes in over competition. So we can all grow together. And I'm going to share with you guys my real story of what I went through recently that actually helped me learn about abundant mindset and why I'm actually stronger at it now than I used to be before. Before this episode is being recorded, I used to actually have that kind of scarcity mindset because of my current situation, my current financial situation, my current lifestyle that I'm going through, my house. If you're watching the live video right now, you get to see my office. So I all of myself have had to learn the hard way on how to overcome the scarcity mindset. When we get cheated, when we get not played, when you work with someone and then you find out that this person, you don't get paid for your work, you don't kind of like get treated correctly, you're stuck. And you're like, how am I going to find hope? How am I going to find trust? And I went through that. And, it took me like a couple months, couple weeks to come out of it and realize like, no, that was a scarcity mindset, that this, what I was going through is a scarcity mindset. I like was losing hope, and I thought like, there's nothing for me left over. And alhamdulillah, I learned about abundance. And there is for both sides. You don't just, treat someone, you don't work with someone and then don't share the whatever that you have, like whether it's money, whether it's a program that you offer, whether it's a service that you have. You don't just take advantage of someone's time. It's just like that. And that's how I learned the hard way of a abundant mindset. And so that's number one. Number two is how to get an abundant mindset. And I wrote it down here. So number one, the law of attraction. And again, if you're watching the live, you guys send me like, hi, question. This is going to be a podcast episode. So I see 2 people. Thank you so much for watching. How to get an abundant mindset. Law of attraction. We all know, we all have heard of it, right? And the question that you can ask yourself is, who do you want to be? And who do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 30 days, the next month, the next year, 5 years? And with the epidemic that we're going through right now with the coronavirus, it can be very hard to see yourself in the next 5 years, right? So step back a little bit and ask yourself, where do you see yourself? Okay, the next 30 days at least. Start small, get that hope build up a little bit inside of you, work on it, and then ask yourself, okay, where do I see myself in the next year and the next 5 years, inshallah? And then what are you currently struggling with at this moment, like right now? So for me, I'm going to be real. I am struggling financially, big time. Like I'm one of those people who's being hit by it a lot as well. If you've been following me and whatnot, I had a part-time job that I lost, and like kind of like lost as like a substitute teacher back in like February. And it was a temporary time. And then now my clients that I have in person as a personal trainer, like my swim lesson students and my personal training, I'm one of those trainers who have to really kind of like shift my way to the online world and get on it, because the struggle is real. And so that's my current struggle. And then I'm also a caregiver. I am the only child. My parents are both old, at that age. So there's that. There's the financial situation. And so going through all of it and having hope and abundance can be very challenging. I'm going to share with you guys how to get it and how to stay active. And then number 3, ask yourself, are you currently trying to solve your own problems? Are you seeking help? So I'm a person who likes to ask for help a lot, but recently I haven't been asking for help as much because of what I went through in my own personal life. The moment that I asked for help, I felt like I'm being too much. And I don't want to take people's advantage of time. And because we live in times where when you ask for help, everyone is becoming the next coach, the next life coach, the next business coach, the next fitness coach. Like everyone is a coach these days. And so if you ask for help, everyone's like, well, no, like you can sign up for this program. And I'm sure you guys can relate with me because I'm a coach as well. So we have that fear now, right? Like, people have, like, I'm one of those people who kind of like, I don't have the means and the money and the resources to spend on like business coaches as much. And so like I've been asking like few friends for help, but then I felt like I'm becoming too much. So then I stepped back a little bit from asking for help. And then I actually I bought a book. I read a book. I'm still reading the book. I was blessed to have a book sent my way from a mentor that I look up to. He's one of those ethical mentor coach that I look up to. He sent me a book and I read it like really fast because I was desperate for help. That's how desperate I am. And yeah, so to solve your own problems, you got to take action. You can't just like, wish like something's going to come out of a miracle from the sky, from the heavens. You have to work for it, and then help will come your way. And that will be the next leadway for the faith part. And so surround yourself with the right company. That's also very important. So welcome again to the Purposeful Fitness with Coach Ola Facebook community. I'm really trying my best to build this group now to make it a welcoming environment and be there for you guys, for people who are spiritual like myself. That's what Be Fit for Akhir has been about for the past 5 years. I've been all about faith, and that's my personality. And I want to attract people who actually do care about faith, whether you believe in God or you're an atheist. Like, I want to attract people who do care about faith. And so, yeah, surround yourself with the right company. So for times like now, which can be very depressing, right? Share hope with other people. So, and it'll come back to you. Don't just like hold it into yourself. Again, as a reminder, I am an only daughter, the only child with two older, parents who are that age as well. So I get how you guys can feel with the whole caregiver situation. I'm part of it. So still share that hope with the world, and the hope will come back to you. And smile. It's from the sunnah, right? We like everything is happening with a reason, and I'm seeing it from a different perspective, from a different angle, from what the world is telling us right now. And so smile, because it'll come back to you. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that for every smile is an act of charity. So if you're stuck like me financially in giving donations, smile. It'll come back to you. And then find something that makes you laugh. So humor therapy, guys, is very, very like important. So don't just, be grudged and grumpy. Find something that you can laugh and laugh it out. So let it out. And make time to journal. Right. Here, you guys, since you're watching my live right now, I'm using the Dua journal. I'm a huge fan of the Dua journal. It's like a 5-minute journal, but for someone who is into like talking to Allah, God, and whatnot, I like it. It's the inside. So inside the journal right here, it says, "Oh Allah, for example, I ask for your pure life, a peace of death." So it has like a little dua in the beginning, and it says like, "I make dua for, I'm grateful for, today's happy moments are, and the area I can improve in my life, my next level of iman." And then it has a whole page of Dear Allah. And so that's my way of how I've been healing myself, of talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he's the only healer in the world that can actually help us, along with therapy, life coaches, all that stuff. And then a diary. So I write a lot. So find something that you can help you manage your emotions. And then, for instance, like yesterday, I'm gonna be real, guys. I took my mom. We went to go to Target to like look for glasses, and then anxiety was building inside of me, and then I lost it. Like, I was actually kind of like yelling. I didn't mean to be yelling at my mom, but it just came out of me like that, and it was so embarrassing. She wasn't happy, I wasn't happy, and then on the way back, as I drove, I cried, and then we hugged each other, right? Because there were other Muslim people at Target, and I noticed the other like hijabis when I kind of like looked at me like frowning. I felt that, and then I started thinking like, what if I'm being judged? Like, I'm this bad Muslim daughter, what have you, from the society. And honestly, if you think about people a lot, that's actually one of the addictions that kind of like withhold us from finding happiness. So if you're still kind of like stuck in what people will think of you, you're going to be struggling a lot. And now we don't have time to think about what people will think of us. None of us have time about society. We need to forget society. We need to focus on ourselves, and we need to focus on like how we can help other people. We're all going through frustrations. So more likely anxiety is going to kick in on all of us, majority of people, especially if you are someone who especially is dealing with trauma and overcoming that trauma, you're going to be dealing with it at a harder like level. And for women out there, we are the mothers, caretakers, like our role is going to get 10 times harder now. So for women like myself, we need to come together and support one another. And then, yeah, that's how you can get the abundant mindset. So create the abundant mindset of saying, there is something above this. It's going to come back to me one way or other. And then keep working. Keep managing your emotions and everything around it, and inshallah, it will come back to you, which is the next segue of what is faith and what is spirituality. And I'll bring it back all to fitness. So by definition, a faith is a complete confidence and trust in someone or something, right? So for me, for audience who are still watching with me right now, who are listening, who are Muslims, who believe in God and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for me, faith is in the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For every problem, there is a solution by one of his 99 names. So for example, money, financial situation. He's a Razak. He's gonna send it to you. If you're looking for like to be loved by the society, he's a Wadud. He's the all loving. He's gonna send it to you. If you're looking for mercy, like for some mercy from whatever you're dealing with in your life, he's the most just, and he's gonna send it. He's gonna send justice to you no matter what. So keep doing your grind, keep doing your thing, and he is above all. So remember that. And you know, the Christians believe in the same thing, the Jewish people believe in the same thing, other people of faith believe in the same thing. So why can't we Muslims talk about it loud and proud? And I have a viewer on Facebook, Maryam Hassan, if you don't mind me calling you out. Thank you, Ola, for keeping it real during these difficult times. I've been journaling a little more as well to manage my anxiety and practicing some breathing techniques. Yes, okay, to reconnect within. Girl, yes. Keep up the positivity. Thank you. I will, inshallah. And I appreciate that you look at health, wellness from a faith-based perspective. Needed to hear this reminder today. Thank you so much for sharing this. Sending you hugs if you're still watching me right now. So that's faith. You believe in something or someone. So that someone for me is Allah. Spirituality, right? By definition, is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to the material and physical things. So, subhanallah, think about it. This little virus is taking over all of us. That is a wake-up call on a spiritual level. So, I don't care if you believe in God or you're an atheist, you still have a soul, okay? Sickness can overcome at any moment, right? So you can lose anything right now at any point in your life. And so I think it's a good time for us to wake up and realize like none of this world really matters. Like what matters is human interaction, deeper connection, meaningful relationships, and finding hope in times where hope can be gone. And then back to the fitness journey. So as a personal trainer, being active is really important. So, you know, we're told to like not go out. We're told like the whole social isolation. If you're part of that world right now, either if you are able to get outside for like a walk, bike ride, anything, or do an indoor workout in your own bedroom, in your own house, whatever. But keep your body movement so you're not gonna turn to food as an emotional healing. Because I myself have been actually turning back to food to cope with the whole thing because I'm an emotional eater myself. And you need to be active. You need to continue kicking that endorphins in your body. And music, dancing, put that on, dance it out, laugh it out, find something to keep you moving, to keep that heart rate up, and pumping. So if you're still watching live, let me know if you have any questions, what you're thinking or thoughts about it. If you're listening to this podcast when it comes tomorrow, go to iTunes and leave me a 5-star, leaving me your thoughts about it. Screenshot the episode when it comes out and share on social media. I would really appreciate it. That is all I have for today. It's meant to be short. And then also, you guys, so I know, Maryam, if you're still here, talk about breathing techniques. Yes, so that's a way to deal with stress and anxiety. And also know your personality test. And I would like to share with you guys my own personality. I did the personality test, and I will share the link to it in the live, in the show notes in the podcast show notes. But personally, I am an extrovert on a 53%. I am like 54% absorbent. I have a 69% feeling. Perspecting-wise, 67% and turbulent, which is kind of like not the best. 82%, which means I can get really angry fast, and that's why this is a very challenging time for me now as well. Someone said, Adelia, okay, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, I'm so sorry. But she said, Jazakallah khair, sister. Wiyaki, and again, virtual hug if you're still here. So know your own personality. Know who you are. Know how you deal with times like now where uncertainty is on the rise and anxiety can kick in. Find ways, and if you need help, I have previous episodes that talked about it. My interview with Micah Anderson talked about mindfulness and meditation, so that's actually a very good reference to go back and listen to. My interview with Yasmin Isa talked about emotions, and we dived in about my own personality test. So turn back to my previous podcast episodes. They're very great resources, you guys, for both Ramadan and spirituality and both fitness as well. That's all I have for today. And the show notes and the live on this community, I will show you guys the blog post that I found to be very helpful. So for instance, going back to the scarcity and the abundance mindset, the point of view of someone who has the scarcity mindset, there's someone who sees themselves as the victim, like you're the victim, you're a bully, or you're someplace checked out. Whereas someone who's an abundant mindset, they see themselves as they are in the driver's seat. Now, when it comes to the physical energy, someone with scarcity mindset, they are contracted body, tense shoulders, clenched jaw, and short of breath. And the abundant person is very relaxed, is very alert, is very expansive, posture, rooted and balanced and present, breathing deeply and evenly. So check your body out. Check how you're reacting. On an emotional energy, that's something I like. It says in here, someone with scarcity mindset, they have draining energy in the room, and in your interactions, you're feeling frustrated, impatient, anxious, afraid, angry, overwhelmed, powerless, and then you're giving power over to groupthink and pressure. As someone with an abundant mindset, they feel empowered, they're engaged, they're positive, like you are working on something bigger than yourself. You energize and inspire others. You are excited about the challenges and growth ahead. Now the last one, mental energy. Someone with a scarcity mindset, they're confused, they are disorganized, they're narrow if you're in your thinking, only focusing on what is not working. Typically, thought patterns like I have no choice. Whereas someone with an abundant is feeling of clarity, the ability to perceive multiple angles, listen actively, and notice what others are not seeing. Flexible and adaptable, typical thought pattern, I always have a choice. If I were to notice something new, what would it be? Creative agency, non-judgmental beginner's mind. So get out there, guys, work out, dance it out, find something, laugh it out, write it out, color it, art therapy, all of it. Take action and have hope and stay strong, because the coronavirus is, it's real. The fear is real among all of us. And I'm here with you inside this group and on my podcast, inshallah, on my YouTube channel. I'll go back and build it as much as I can. And I hope this episode was helpful for you, was inspiring for you. And remember to have faith. So whatever that faith that you're in, for my Muslim audience, Allah is there, and He's gonna, Ramadan is coming up. Hold on to the hope. Easter is coming up for Christians out there, and we believe that God is gonna, I'm gonna say that Christ is gonna come back, right? These are all leading up to it. So just believe that hope exists in the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I don't want to be too preachy about religion right now, because but I hope this really inspired you. Jazakallah khairan, guys. Assalamu alaikum. This is my first time ever doing a live podcast. Not interview, recording. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.